Okay, folks, we would like to open the meeting here to consider a couple of conditional use requests. First off, we'd like to welcome our two new board members, Rick Willoughby and
Josh Hanson.
Joseph Alston, and our new planning and zoning administrator here at Williamstown, Jason Payne.
Thank
you. We're opening a public hearing to consider conditional use request, Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center LLC, with Tina Krawick acting as their applicant agent in order to consider a conditional use request application to operate a child daycare center at the property owned by Williamstown Methodist Church as located at 204 Paris Street. If there's anyone here that wants to speak on behalf to the board, we would like for you to come forward to be sworn in now, either for or against the zoning request.
Mr. Chairman, may I say a quick judicial statement before they come up? Okay. Anyone desiring to address the board this evening, this goes out to you. All actions before the Board of Adjustment are judicial in nature and carry the same force as an action in court of law. In recognizing that the evidence presented in the Board of Adjustment action carries the same weight as the evidence in the court of law, we ask that any persons who thinks they might speak to the board concerning any issue that is being considered tonight to please come forward and take an oath swearing the truthfulness of any statement that they might make. So if you guys would like to do that, please join me up here at the podium and we will swear you in.
Is that for all, everything on the agenda, or just?
This will be for the first application.
Okay.
Yeah, she said it's what she wants you to do the first one, you need to know right there.
So, I, you state your name,
Laura McClanahan,
do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I do.
Perfect, thank you.
At this time, we'd like to ask the zoning administrator to basically explain to us what's going on here.
You can take a seat and then I'll call you up in a minute. Okay, this evening we have an application number one for conditional use by Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center LLC at 204 Paris Street. Now this location, Mr. Chairman, you were asking why the applicant had to apply again, as it has been a daycare in the past. Anytime any new business or currently the Methodist Church owns the property, however, if another entity or business wants to come in there and lease, they have to go through the same application process. So Ms. Krawick is going to be doing that on behalf of Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center. So in consideration for the application before the board, Tina Krawick is on behalf of Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center LLC for conditional use permit in order that the child care center may be operated on the property owned by Williamstown Methodist. It's located at 204 Paris. In considering this conditional use application before the board, I ask that you please find the attached following supporting documents. If you refer to your packets, number 1, Exhibit 1A, the conditional use application submitted by Tina Krawick in order to operate a child daycare center at the property of 204 Paris Street. Number 2, the Exhibit 1B, Grant County PVA information, deed and aerial photo of the property located at 204 Paris Street. Number 3, Exhibit 1C, a letter from Williamstown Methodist Church granting permission for Tina Krawick to represent Little Miracles Child Care Learning Center, LLC, to apply for conditional use for the operation of a child daycare center at the property owned by Williamstown Methodist, located at 204 Paris Street. Number 4, see Exhibit 1D, applicant's agent's letter signed by Tina Kravitz for Little Miracles Child Care Learning Center, LLC, to seek conditional use permit in order to operate a child daycare center at the property of Williamstown Methodist that is located at 204 Paris Street. Number 5, the Exhibit 1E, the Articles of Incorporation for Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center, LLC. Number 6, you have Exhibit 1F, the interior site plan of the property. Number 7, Exhibit 1G, the exterior site plan of the property. Number 8, the Exhibit 1H, the business plan as submitted by the applicant. And number 9, 1I, the photos of the property. In consideration, the application before the board, the property located at 204 Paris Street is zoned the Central Business District, which allows for the consideration of a child/adult daycare center as regulated by state's licensures, as conditional use as listed within Williamstown zoning ordinance. The property located at 204 Paris Street is currently owned by Williamstown Methodist and located next to the Williamstown Methodist Church. This property has been in business in the past within the applicant's business plan, Exhibit 1H. It states that the intended hours of operation will be Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., while anticipating having up to 60 occupants, including 48 children and 12 staff members. As shown within the applicant's interior site plan, Exhibit 1F, the 204 Paris Street consists of 6 rooms, including an office, a kitchen, 2 classrooms, a girls' and boys' restroom, a lobby, and play areas. The total facility includes 3,000 square feet of interior space along with an outdoor playground. Child daycare center has immediate access to on-site parking lot as well as on-street parking and municipal parking. Therefore, there is sufficient parking for the child daycare center. As required, I have provided notice of all this public hearing by advertised in the Grant County News and sending letters to all adjoining property owners. At the time of writing this memo, I have not been contacted by any adjoining property owners or any other individuals, either by telephone or by letter, for or against this conditional use request. That's all I have at this time.
Does anybody have any questions for the zoning administrator? Jason, it says here 48 children,
Yes, sir.
kids, and 12 employees. Is that gonna be, can it go over 48? Is that it? Does that come from the state? Who does that come from?
That is a question that the applicant may want to answer.
Okay.
Do you have it?
Thanks. Okay. All right. Anybody else got any questions for Jason? And so any people that, or person that wants to speak on behalf of the request, you might want to come up here and say something. Or
I just want to say that Williamstown doesn't have a child care center. It's a big need. I've gotten several calls at my Crittenden location to fill spots in the center. You have several people that's driving outside of Williamstown to get child care, just to drive back to Williamstown to their work. I have joined forces with the Grant County Board of Education. I'm the only daycare in Grant County. All daycares is offered, but they offer our preschool program. They pay for all of our curriculum and they pay our staff to do the curriculum with the preschoolers. kindergarten. Other than that, I really enjoyed the opportunity to sit and be a part of Williamstown.
So the building has a kitchen, and you'll cook lunch, basically, not breakfast,
I
just
do,
lunch?
I do a cold pre-made breakfast the day before, you know, yogurt, parfaits, stuff like that. We do lunch, and then we do at least one snack, possibly two, depending on how late they stay in the day. I feed the children something every 2 hours.
Anybody else got any questions?
Just for clarity, on Exhibit 1H, it is mentioned that the maximum age is 12, and on another page, it's mentioned that the maximum age is 13. Can you clarify what that is?
We go to 13. So they can be 12 years, 11 months, and that's it. We don't go to 13.
Thank you, Mr. Carl. Anybody here to speak against this zone change? Anybody? Okay, any other discussions, folks?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I have a question about the item number 3 on the fact-finding information. The fact that there is a $1 million liability coverage being required on this property, is that a statutory thing, or is that an ordinance thing, or? I'm concerned about where that's coming from, or why that's part of this, that we have to mandate $1 million coverage of insurance.
Can I address the board, Chairman?
Yes. Go ahead.
This is just a recommendation by the city based on other child cares in the area. We did get a estimate from an insurance company, but it is just a recommendation. So that's what that's for you guys to decide if you want that to be a condition or not. But looking through this, we just want to make sure that the children there are, of course, safe. And I know that she's probably doing, everything in her power to make sure of that. But we're just, that was based on a, recommendation on other daycares that have done the same thing. And we also, as a city, just to compare, we do have other businesses that we ask to do that, short-term rentals and different things, so we do, we just think it's a good idea to have that.
Well, that was my question, or my concern, is I understand if the church, it's their property, if they want to require that type of liability insurance from her, then that would be between the church and her. I didn't know what the purview was of the city to mandate that she has that. And that's what I was trying to find out, if there's a statutory requirement, an ordinance requirement, because I don't know, I've not been in the first meeting, I didn't know what had been done in the past.
Yeah, that's a good question. Ms. Kraut, did you want to speak to that on your,
If you don't mind, I spoke to Scooter.
can you come up to the mic, please?
Sure. So I spoke to Scooter from Bureau on that situation today, and he told me he's got several daycares that they cover for, and he doubted that the underwriter would go to $1 million, because it's a small facility. I have $500,000 on my center in Crittenden, and that houses 68 kids. We figured about $500,000 for this one, because it does house 48, 49. It was 48, and the fire department made it 49, which it'll probably be 48, 49 right in there. But Scooter said that if he needed to come up and talk to you guys, he would be more than happy to, but he said $1 million is not even feasible for a child daycare center of my statute.
Any more questions, Rick?
No, not this time.
All right, thank you. Has anybody got anything else they want to? Okay, so we're gonna close the public hearing. I will entertain a motion for or against the conditional use request for 204 Harris Street.
I'll take that. The evidence presented shows that the conditional use application submitted by Tina Krawick on behalf of Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center LLC in order to operate a child daycare center at property owned by Williamstown Methodist that is located at 204 Parish Street in Williamstown, Kentucky is desirable and will not be detrimental to the health, safety, or general welfare of persons residing or working in the vicinity, or injurious to property or improvements in the vicinity. By the following findings of fact, it is zoned Central Business District, which does allow for child daycare, and there is sufficient parking for employees, staff, and parents to drop and pick off kids. Based on the evidence presented and above findings of facts, I make that motion to approve the request for conditional use submitted by Tina Krawick on behalf of Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center, LLC, for a conditional use in order to operate child daycare at property owned by Williamstown Methodist that is located at 204 Parish Street in Williamstown, Kentucky, with the following conditions. The applicant and Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center, LLC, shall obtain any and all permits required through the City of Williamstown, County of Grant, and the State of Kentucky for a child daycare center and provide a copy of all permits to the City of Williamstown zoning administrator prior to beginning business at 204 Parish Street. The applicant and Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center, LLC, shall comply with any and all licenses required by the State of Kentucky and the Northern Kentucky Area Health Department for a child daycare center and provide a copy of all licenses to City of Williamstown zoning administrator prior to beginning business at 204 Parish Street. Applicant and Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center, LLC, shall comply with any and all State of Kentucky requirements in order not to exceed regulated capacity of children at the child daycare center at any given time. The applicant and Little Miracles Child Care and Learning Center, LLC, shall ensure that all children of the child daycare center be dropped off and picked up on the facility's property located at 204 Parish Street, with no drop-offs or pickup of children occurring on the Parish Street.
Mr. Little made a motion. Doug, could I get a second from him?
A second motion.
Second from Judy Wigginton. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you. You're approved.
I just want to ask one question before I do that. I can't think of it. On the bus just drop them off at Paris Street, is that gonna be okay? The school bus, unless it's not parents? Or can the
It should be on site without dropping on street parking.
She can pull in that lot. and
Pull in the-
out.
I would say pull in the
right side,
parking
pull
lot.
out the left.
I know the parking lot's big, but I wasn't sure if it was wide enough to make that turn.
I
It should
think
be.
they would go on down Falmouth Street from there. Is it are you talking about 3 o'clock bus?
3 o'clock
Yeah.
bus.
There's a municipal parking lot right there too, across from the daycare, worst case. But as written in the conditions right now, it says to stay off Paris Street, so.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that, because I didn't know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna open our second public hearing. Consider a conditional use request submitted by Hans Filippo, acting as applicant agent on behalf of PFLP LLC in order to consider conditional use request application to operate a boutique hotel at property owned by PFLP LLC that is located at 113 North Main Street. If anyone wants to address the board, we would like for you to come forward and be sworn in.
Prior to being sworn in, I'm going to read a judicial statement. All actions before the Board of Adjustments are judicial in nature and carry the same force and action in a court of law. And recognizing that the evidence presented in the Board of Adjustments action carries the same weight as evidence in the court of law, we ask that any persons who thinks they might speak to the board concerning issues that is being considered tonight to please come forward, take an oath swearing the truthfulness of any statement that they might make. So go ahead and do that right now. Bible. State your name.
Laura McClanahan,
You guys can just say I do that thing. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to ask the zoning administrator to address the board, let us know what's going on.
Okay, we have an application for conditional use application for PFLP LLC for a boutique hotel at 113 North Main Street. And just to give you a quick summary of the reason why that this had to be, a conditional use had to be created for a boutique hotel, as this hotel plans to have have rooms on the street level. So that's what would make a boutique hotel, and it's also any hotel that has 50 rooms or less. So we did have to change the use in this application, even though it was a hotel in the past. So in considering the application before the board, Hans Filippo, representing PFLP LLC, acting as applicant agent on behalf of PFLP LLC for conditional use permit in order that a boutique hotel may be operated on the property owned by PFLP LLC that is located at 113 North Main Street. In consideration, the conditional use application before the board, I ask that you please find the attached following supporting documents. Number 1, Exhibit 2A, a conditional use application submitted by PFLP LLC in order to operate a boutique hotel at the property located at 113 North Main Street. Number 2, in Exhibit 2B, Grant County PVA information, the deed and aerial photos of the property located at 113 North Main Street. Number 3, Exhibit 2C, the applicant agent letters signed by John Filippo, being an authorized representative of PFLP LLC, granting permission for Hans Filippo of PFLP LLC to seek conditional use permit in order to operate a boutique hotel at the property owned by PFLP LLC at this located at 113 North Main Street. Number 4, Exhibit 2D, Articles of Incorporation for PFLP LLC. Number 5, Exhibit 2E, the interior site plan of the property. Number 6, Exhibit 2F, the exterior site plan of the property. Number 7, Exhibit 2G, the business plan as submitted by the applicant. And number 8, Exhibit 2H, the photos of the property. In considering the application before the board, the property located at 113 North Main Street is zoned as Central Business District, which allows for the consideration of a boutique hotel as a conditional use, as is listed within the Williamstown zoning ordinance. For your reference, as listed in the city's zoning ordinance, a boutique hotel is defined as a building or structure kept, used, maintained, advertised, or held out to the public as a place where sleeping accommodations are furnished to the public, consisting of a total of 50 or fewer lodging rooms. A boutique hotel shall be located in a renovated space in the city of Williamstown, as such may have lodging rooms on the ground floor of the building. Please be advised that the conditional use request application is being considered for the use only and not the structural renovations. Any structural renovations and/or additions will be required to be presented to the Grant County Planning Commission and/or Grant County Building Inspector for approval, and then be reviewed by the City of Williamstown Zoning Administrator via zoning permit application. The property located at 113 North Main Street is currently owned by PFLP LLC and located next to the county clerk's office. This property has been a business in the past. Within the applicant's business plan, Exhibit 2G, it states that the intended hours of operation will be 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., open to guests 24 hours, and then the restaurant's hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., while anticipating having 18 employees and up to 255 occupants. As well as other hotels, I foresee the additional days and times of operation while having the restaurants and shopping. As shown within the applicant's interior site plan, Exhibit 2E, 113 North Main Street consists of 3 floors, 11 guest rooms, an elevator, stairwell, offices, laundry room, lobby, kitchen, 2 restaurants with capacity for 273 occupants. The boutique hotel has immediate access to parking, the municipal parking lot, as well as on-street parking above the proposed hotel. Therefore, it has sufficient parking for the hotel. As required, I have provided notice of this public hearing being advertised in the Grant County News and sending letters to all adjoining property owners. At the time of writing this memo, I have not been contacted by any adjoining property owners or other individuals, either by telephone or by letter, for or against this conditional use. That's all I have.
Does anybody got any questions for Mr. Payne?
No.
So are you saying there's gonna be, there's not gonna be any motel rooms on the first floor? That's gonna be business on the first floor, then the second, third floor will be motel rooms?
This does allow for rooms on the first
Yes,
floor.
is that what the conditional use is actually for though?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna put motel rooms on the first floor?
Yes.
Is that what we're doing? And then it'll have a fire escape, looks like 2 on the back and 1 on the side, is that right? Is that what that is, a fire escape, or is that just a staircase?
I think it was an indoor staircase.
Yeah,
Is that what
indoor
it is?
staircase, yeah.
How many rooms do you anticipate being on the ground floor?
Well, so if you look at the existing building that's there now, none. But the addition that's gonna go to the side is gonna get, how many?
Can you guys please stand up here so we can, thank you.
Mr. Payne?
So the rooms that we're talking about to change that we're allowed to do it is in the addition that's gonna be next door to it.
Okay.
There's gonna be one building, you walk from one into the other one, but that's the ground floor, 7 rooms on the ground floor
But you're just setting the stage for that?
right now.
Yes.
Because I'm not allowed
Okay.
to build as you go through it.
When you say the addition, are you talking about you're gonna build onto the building in that parking lot between the,
Where the hole is at right now?
yeah,
Yes,
okay. So when you talked about your parking, it'll be in the back?
yes,
Do you own parking back there, or is that all city owned?
that's all city.
But that's what you're talking about, the street and back on the back. And then you're gonna put a restaurant on the first floor
And the basement.
and the
We
basement?
have 2 restaurants.
2 restaurants?
So one will enter from the back, like, on purpose for buses and so on, and then one on the main street level.
And then 1 elevator, that, like,
No, it's more than one.
2,
Two?
I believe so, yes.
From the basement all the way up?
One in the
Yes,
new.
from the basement all the way up.
Okay.
So there's a kind of a hallway in between the 2 buildings where you walk into to go to the elevator.
It was a hotel at one point before.
Yeah.
Do we know what the occupancy was at the hotel at that point, or when the last time it was a hotel?
Well, I think part of it's gone. You know, the parking lot was the Hotel Donald, right?
Mhm. Darn.
So I wouldn't know, and I believe that was.
I don't have any idea what the occupancy of that hotel was.
It's going way back.
It's going back 100 years.
Okay, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
Probably not better.
Has anybody got any questions for Mr. Filippo?
I've got a few. So in our memo that Mr. Payne read, it stated 255 occupancy. In the provided exhibits, it says 273. Can we confirm what the total occupancy is gonna be?
All right, I'll read that, so we can. What was your question?
So in our memo, it states that the maximum occupancy is gonna be 255 individuals, but in the site plans here in our exhibits, it says 273 max occupancy. Can we get a clarified number?
I think the 273 is correct. I'm really not sure where those numbers come from. I mean, occupancy in hotels, you know, it's kind of hard to keep track of. Some people have kids and some people don't.
And then, do you feel that the parking demand is gonna be met, given their reliance on just the public parking lot behind there, especially on any kind of event days or?
That's a big parking lot, and it's really underutilized right now.
And then is the lower lot also gonna be for staff parking as well, or is staff gonna park somewhere else?
Yes.
Staff parking.
Staff parking, too.
And then, in the business plan, it states 11-room boutique hotel, but in our exhibits, it states 21 rooms on the building plan.
I
Is
think
it,
the 11 is the new part.
That's the new part.
That's the new part, and the rest of them will be in the older.
And the 21 is the top.
so 21 total rooms?
Yeah,
32 rooms,
30.
32 rooms, 21 in addition, 11 in the existing.
Okay. I stand corrected.
You're showing 3 times 7, 7, and 7, which is.
In regards to the occupancy for per room, do you have an idea, are these rooms gonna house 4 to 6 people, or how, like, what's the plan for each room
I
occupancy?
think the majority are king size or 2 doubles, right?
So it'd be 2 to 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we looking at a couple of years, or are we looking at this year, or anybody knows?
I wish some of it would have been built already. We're having a water problem. So the water from the street is draining somewhere. One of them, there's over several buildings there, all those basements leak. And since we dug out over there, now it's streaming in. So they're gonna come down from the state to check where the water is coming from, because there is no drainage on the side of the street. So we don't know where the water's coming from, but we sure don't need it in the basement, and we can. So as of right now, I cannot build the elevator shaft because it's too soft. So we need to get rid of the water first. So if you can tell me how soon the water is done, I can tell you how soon we're gonna be building it. I'm ready, but we need to get rid of the problem first. You know, and the basement of the old Hotel Donald is still in there too. So that kind of makes it a swimming pool too. So now we're looking, removing that, but even if we remove it, we still have the water coming in.
Anybody got any more questions for Mr. Filippo?
No, I don't.
I have one, like, comes to mind is there any plan for, the hotel entrance, like where everyone won't want to be parking on Main Street? Is there gonna be any direction on,
Yeah, there should be a lobby on the drawings where you're looking, that's what it would be going into section. That's baseball, if you look at the building that's there right now, it's the left bottom. That used to be the main door also, so we kept that the same.
yeah,
Someone said, going back a ways, Hans, that there was gonna be outside seating in the back. Is that true, or is that just,
Well, we had at a sort of point, that we were gonna get a patio, either rented or whatever from the city, but that kind of went by and was told it's not good anymore, so as of right now, no.
So will all guests staying there be directed to park in the rear lot, or will they be allowed to park on the street as well?
It's a public street, I don't see why anybody couldn't park anywhere in town. You know, they can park in behind, Lucas's, in that parking lot, it won't matter, will it?
I don't see how you could police that.
No, you can't.
It's public parking,
It's
so,
public
yeah,
parking.
you can park on the street, probably anywhere around.
I think it'd be a question, who gets there first?
Right. Anything else, Logan? Anybody here to speak against this, change of zone? At this point, I'm gonna close the hearing, ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion. The evidence presented shows that the conditional use application submitted by Hans Filippo, acting as applicant agent on behalf of PFLP LLC, in order to operate a boutique hotel at property owned by PFLP LLC that is located at 113 North Main Street in Williamstown, Kentucky, is desirable and will not be detrimental to the health, safety, and general welfare of persons residing or working in the vicinity, or injurious to property or improvements in the vicinity, by the following findings of fact. Number one, Hotel Williamstown, a boutique hotel, meets the allowable conditional use in the Central District Zone of the City of Williamstown. Number two, there is sufficient parking for guests, including front parking for the safe and efficient check-in and check-out. It will be a key asset to the revitalization of the City of Williamstown. The lovely facility will cause a welcome increase of visitors and shoppers, helping the business district to thrive. Based on the evidence presented and the above findings of fact, I make a motion to approve the request for conditional use submitted by Hans Filippo, acting as applicant agent on behalf of PFLP LLC, for conditional use in order to operate a boutique hotel, a property owned by PFLP LLC that is located at 113 North Main Street in Williamstown, Kentucky, with the following conditions. The applicant shall obtain any and all permits required through the City of Williamstown, County of Grant, and the State of Kentucky for a boutique hotel, and provide a copy of all permits to the City of Williamstown zoning administrator prior to beginning business at 113 North Main Street. The applicant shall comply with any and all licenses required by the State of Kentucky and the Northern Kentucky Area Health Department for a boutique hotel, and provide a copy of all licenses to the City of Williamstown zoning administrator prior to beginning business at 113 North Main Street. The applicant shall submit a site plan for any and all renovations and/or additions for review and approval to the Grant County Planning Commission and/or Grant County Building Inspector prior to beginning any renovations or construction. Once a site plan for new construction has been approved by the Grant County Planning Commission, the applicant shall apply for a zoning permit application with the City of Williamstown zoning administrator and be approved for said permit order prior to beginning any new construction at 113 North Main Street. The applicant shall comply with the definition of a boutique hotel as listed within the official zoning ordinance of the City of Williamstown as a building or structure kept, used, maintained, and advertised as held out to the public as a place where sleeping accommodations are furnished to the public, consisting of a total of 50 or fewer lodging rooms. A boutique hotel shall be located in a renovated space in the City of Williamstown, and as such may have lodging rooms on the ground floor of the building. The applicant shall ensure that the traffic flow of North Main Street, which is US 25, as well as the alleyway between the proposed boutique hotel and the Grant County Clerk's office, which is located at 107 North Main Street, will not be obstructed in any way due to hotel guests arriving or at or leaving hotel.
I'll second that motion.
A second from Alan Little, all in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Thanks, Hans, you're approved. Appreciate it, sounds great.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Good night, guys.
I'm gonna call for a motion on the minutes of the January 14th, 2025 meeting.
I'll move to approve.
Approved. We call for a motion for adjournment.
Second.
You said,
Second motion.
I'm sorry, second, Josh seconded the minutes. And I'll call for a motion for adjournment.
I'm sorry, did we approve the minutes? I'm sorry.
Approve the
Yeah,
minutes.
well, I'm sorry, do we vote that?
I don't think we approved the minutes, did we?
Okay, who made the first motion and seconded?
Alan,
I'll second.
Josh, second.
You
Okay.
approved the minutes?
In
Yeah.
favor of,
The approval of the minutes, you raise your
In
hand,
favor of
right hand.
Oh, okay, you did, you approve, I'm sorry.
Okay, now adjourn.
Unanimous, okay.
approve.
So I call for a motion on adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
I second.
Okay, so, do we vote? Yeah, unanimous.
All right.
Minutes, motion, meeting adjourned.